Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas Gopalkrishnan. Many thought that it would be smooth sailing for Congress in Himachal Pradesh in the Rajya Sabha polls. The numbers were in Congress's favour and Congress candidate Abhishek Manu Singhvi looked well placed to win. But cross-voting has hurt the Congress candidate's chances in the battle that was down to the wire. Both Congress's Singhvi and BJP candidate Harsh Mahajan have garnered 34 votes each, and the decision came through the draw of lots. The BJP candidate won the elections despite having just 25 MLAs and the Congress having 40. Now this happened as 6 Congress MLAs and 3 independents voted in favour of the BJP candidate. Singhvi thanked the 9 MLAs who voted for BJP, saying that they've taught him a lot about human nature. Claiming moral victory, Singhvi further said that the BJP sent one message with this polls, that they will win by hook or by crook.
Thirdly, I'd also like to thank the 9 persons because they've taught me a lot about human nature, its fickleness or its resoluteness. They've taught us a lot because they supped with us. In the biblical terms, it's called supping with us. Dinner, drinks, and photography till 11 o'clock last night. And 3 of them had breakfast with us, or 2 of them had breakfast with us. So I think we are bad judges of human character. They are obviously better judges of human character because the arithmetic of an open election in the Rajya Sabha is crystal clear. That message is that we shall shamelessly, by hook or by crook, and more by crook and less by hook, win the election at any cost.
But the drama in Himachal Pradesh is not yet over. While the Congress has lost the Rajya Sabha polls in the state, the focus has now shifted to how stable the Sukhu government is after the cross-voting. It's learned that 9 MLAs, 6 from the Congress and 3 independents who voted for the BJP have been moved to a rest house in Haryana's Panchkula. Chief Minister Sukhu has alleged that Haryana police and CRPF personnel kidnapped and took away these Congress MLAs. Now, sources have told Times Now that the Congress can send its MLAs elsewhere. Bhupesh Baghel has been given the responsibility of monitoring the MLAs of the Congress party, and the Chief Minister is said to be in touch with the Gandhi family.
जिस प्रकार का ये गंदा घिनौना खेल भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार खेल रही है, हिमाचल की संस्कृति इस चीज को कभी पसंद नहीं करती और जो लग रहा है जिस तरह से वो लोगों ने अभी किडनैप करके ले जा रहे हैं, जिसका कि बस के चित्र हमें मिले हैं, तो हम कह सकते हैं कि आने वाले समय में इस प्रकार के लोकतंत्र को जिस प्रकार हत्या करने की कोशिश की जा रही है
और ये ऐतिहासिक लंबे समय तक हिमाचल प्रदेश के इतिहास में रहेगी। भाई हर चीज को मैं बहुत बधाई देता हूँ और पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जगत प्रकाश नड्डा जी को बहुत बधाई देता हूँ और अमित भाई को, प्रधानमंत्री जी को मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी का मार्गदर्शन में आगे बढ़ेंगे और हिमाचल का विकास करेंगे।
Worries for Congress in Himachal may only mount from here. In case of a no-confidence motion, sources say there could be a big upheaval in the Himachal Assembly. Times Now learns that 3 to 4 more Congress MLAs are upset with the Chief Minister. In case of voting on a no-trust motion, there can be a rebellion in the party. Sources say that for the last 3 months, the Congress State President Pratibha Singh has been saying that there is resentment amongst the MLAs. Many veteran MLAs were not made ministers, which led to discontent. They also found no opportunity to protest openly. A few MLAs are learned to have made frequent trips to Delhi to register their grievances. All right, we have some details coming in, and this is from the UP Rajya Sabha elections. The BJP has won 8 seats. The SP has won 2. That's the latest update coming in. Manish is joining us for more on this. Manish, इस वक्त जो क्रॉस वोटिंग की फिगर है, क्या ये 7 का फिगर अभी भी वैलिड है इस सिचुएशन में? थोड़ा हमें बताइए, क्या लेटेस्ट अपडेट आ रहा है, कितने एसपी एमएलएज ने क्रॉस वोट किया है?
देखिए, जो अपडेट है उसके मुताबिक 7 जो समाजवादी पार्टी के विधायक थे उन्होंने क्रॉस वोट किया, उन्होंने बीजेपी उम्मीदवार के पक्ष में मतदान किया और अभी जो जानकारी है आधिकारिक रूप से 7 उम्मीदवार जीत गए हैं बीजेपी के। संजय सेठ को प्रथम वरीयता में लगभग 29 वोट मिले हैं, लेकिन सेकंड प्रेफरेंस की गिनती की की जा रही है और संजय सीट की जीत भी पक्की मानी जा रही है। पीछे जश्न की तैयारी भी बीजेपी के लोगों ने की है, कार्यकर्ता नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं, रामधुन गाई जा रही है। मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ भी विधान भवन पहुंच गए हैं। जीतने के बाद सभी उम्मीदवार उनसे मिलने पहुंचेंगे। समाजवादी पार्टी के 2 उम्मीदवार जीते हैं, जिसमें जया बच्चन है, रामजीलाल सुमन है, दलित चेहरा है, आगरा से चुनकर आते हैं और आगरा से वो सियासत करते हैं। और जो आलोक रंजन है, जो कि तीसरे उम्मीदवार थे, उनकी हार लगभग तय हो गई है। पहले प्रीफ्रेंस में भी उन्हें कम वोट मिले हैं। हालांकि चूंकि द्वितीय वरीयता क्रम का राज्यसभा चुनाव में प्रोसीजर होता है, तो ऐसे में उसकी गिनती की जा रही है और अभी उसके नतीजे भी आ जाएंगे। तो
all right. We'll keep coming back to you for those updates there, Manish. Thanks so much for joining us. But I want to quickly go across to Sabyasachi. Sabyasachi, you've been at the rest house there in Panchkula, where these Congress MLAs have been brought. Are they still there? Have been taken away from there? Are they going to Shimla? What's the status, and what are sources in that MLAs camp telling you as to what their plans are?
Well, absolutely. See, all the 9 MLAs have left Panchkula and now they are heading towards Shimla. While the Congress had alleged that all the MLAs were kidnapped, but clearly that's not the case, because all the MLAs have come to Panchkula in their designated vehicles. And now the MLA clearly hinted that for a better budget for the state of Himachal Pradesh, unity with the central government could provide much better budget for the people over there. Now, as per the sources of the rebel camp, they suggest that both the CM and the deputy CM completely filled the cabinet with their loyalists, and they had completely ignored other MLAs and completely ignored the balance act that needs to be done in a state. And time and again, these rebel MLAs had tried to reach out to the higher authority for this, but the higher authority did not listen to them. That's what the rebel MLAs has to say. Meanwhile, they are heading towards Shimla, and tomorrow, while the assembly is going to take place, they are going to participate over there because the bill are going to be tabled for the budget. So clearly a lot of chaos is going to take place tomorrow, and as per the sources, the BJP is going to move the no confidence motion very soon, and the BJP already...
Let me quickly get a word from Poonam. Sabyasachi joining us there from Panchkula. Poonam, you've been reporting from the site of all the action, that is of course Shimla, but what are your sources telling you? What's the possibility of a no confidence motion being pushed by the BJP? Are the numbers really on their side? Because at the moment, as far as the numbers as they stand, they would be attracting anti-defection provisions. If this is the total number of MLAs who defect, what's the strategy on the BJP side? I think we have a problem there with the audio of Poonam. We'll try and reconnect with Poonam because she's been reporting on ground all evening, getting us all the fastest updates. Even spoke to the Chief Minister Sukhwinder Sukhu a short while earlier. We'll come back to Poonam as well as Sabyasachi for the moment. Thanks so much to both of you for joining us. But let's quickly also try and break down what really has happened about the cross-voting in Uttar Pradesh and why it's very significant. Particularly, how does this give an edge to the BJP in Gandhi bastions if these MLAs defect later? Of the 5 MLAs in the Lok Sabha constituency of Amethi, 1 SP MLA, Maharaj Prajapati, didn't vote. Another SP MLA, Rakesh Pratap Singh from Gauriganj, cross-voted for the BJP. Meanwhile, in the Raebareli constituency seat, Manoj Pandey, the Uchahar MLA, has also cross-voted. Another pattern which now emerges in the cross-voting is that 5 SP MLAs from Ambedkar Nagar Lok Sabha constituency have also cross-voted. Rakesh Pandey, the Ambedkar Nagar MLA, who was joined by Pooja Pal of the Chair MLA, Abhay Singh, the Gosaiganj MLA, and Ashutosh Maurya, the Badayu MLA, as well as Vinod Chaturvedi, the Jilaun MLA. Remember, the Ambedkar Nagar Lok Sabha constituency was won by the BJP in 2019, but all the 5 assembly seats were won by SP in 2022. In the 2024 polls, BJP will hope to get complete control over these areas.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, our guests are joining us live at the moment. We have with us T.S. Singh Deo, former Deputy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. With us also is National Spokesperson of the BJP, Shazia Ilmi. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, is joining us. Suman C. Raman, political analyst, is with us. Sanjay Jha, author, also joining us. And Faizan Kidwai, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. T.S. Singh Deo, what really is happening from UP to Himachal Pradesh should be causing a huge amount of concern within the Congress party? Because there are many who would be saying that how could this have happened? And of course, Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi himself saying that perhaps we are not a very good judge of character. But at the end of the day, it's an important and prestigious election that's been lost, and there are questions over whether the government will continue.
Good evening. Thanks. Thank you for having me on Times Now, and good evening to all the panelists, all the viewers. It is saddening and disappointing that Congress did not do what was expected of it in Himachal. There was no reason why the Congress Rajya Sabha member should not have been elected. Even in the afternoon and the evening, I've been following up with my associations in Himachal, and the buzz was 9 to 10 MLAs have probably cross-voted or are going to cross-vote. They were able to manage, but not manage enough. They could manage probably those 3 or 4 Congress MLAs. But they could not manage beyond that. So that is disappointing. And, well, congratulations to those who have won. And Congress must look into it, introspect seriously. What is going wrong, where it has slipped. Because the difference was 40-25, with 3 independents siding with the government probably for their
43.
interests,
Yeah,
constituency interests and otherwise.
Yeah.
Yes, 25-40 with 3 independents.
Yes. Yes, but the question that arises then, Mr. Singh Deo, is that, we've seen this happen. And time and again, the Congress has said that, BJP resorts to all sorts of methods, etc., etc. But the question that many would ask is, at a time like this, when one is aware of the past precedents, of course, nobody can in any way in their right mind justify any kind of horse trading. That's certainly not the import of my question. But do you think that better preparedness could have perhaps helped the Congress party in view of what's happened in the past?
For one, when there is talk of ED, IT, CBI, that of course is unpalatable and that's not a good thing. But in this instance, I have not heard about any action against these 6 MLAs or the other 3 independents. So that doesn't figure in this particular Himachal issue. I haven't heard of any such action here. So it was about management. The BJP was able to manage. The other things, what transpires behind curtains is very difficult to disclose or know or show or prove. We cannot go by that. Eventually, the result is a matter of having managed better. And we must accept that the Congress party was not able to manage the numbers it had, the numbers that the people had given them. 40 seats is a comfortable majority in a House of 68.
Because there's also talk of, MLAs not having had their voice heard, because there are very senior MLAs who, for instance, did not find a place in the cabinet. And of course, they had raised this issue time and again with the party's leadership, which was also a cause of discontent. So perhaps it may not be right to put this entire blame on the BJP. Perhaps internal issues within the House could have been managed better as well.
We must first look into the House, our own House first, certainly. And then if there is any other management which is not acceptable, things that go behind the curtain or under the table, if something has happened, that is okay. That is, of course, bad. But then you don't tell somebody else to not try. You have to keep your own house in order. So certainly we have not been able to do that, and we should accept that and be prepared for the coming tomorrow.
Right. And please stay with us, Mr. Singh Deo, because there are multiple aspects of this I would like to get your opinion on. I want to quickly bring in some of our other panelists. Shazia Ilmi, at the end of the day, of course, Mr. T.S. Singh Deo on the panel says that we haven't been able to keep our house together. But you must have also heard Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who is calling this quote-unquote shamelessness, and BJP showing that it will win by hook or by crook. Please, would you like to respond to what Abhishek Manu Singhvi has said?
So, well, Abhishek Manu Singhvi was also gracious and accepting and congratulating the new member, Rajya Sabha member from BJP. So, I would like to first say that, it's very easy to look I'm getting my own sound back, so can you just fix the audio before? Because I'm not able
We'll try and fix that. Yeah, we'll try
Can
and
you
fix
hear
that.
me?
Please, yes, please go on, Shazia Elmi.
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to say that there are so many factors, and the easiest thing to say right now is that they're being lured. Now, I don't know who are these members who are so open and vulnerable to any kind of luring and who are so lureable. I mean, there's no word like that, but you know what I'm trying to say. Second, we all know that it is about floor management. It is about strategy. It is about also factionalism and what people seek, and also sensing the mood of your own party people. So there are many, many factors that go into consideration. And clearly, when you look at what happened in Uttar Pradesh, the chief whip resigned. Though there was no whip issued, and members do vote according to their own conscience and their sweet volition, and they have exercised their right. That's one. If you say that it was by hook or by crook, then that has to be proven. You know, it could also be by the book, you know. So, and there was a draw of lots, and he was also plain unlucky because it was 34 to 34. If it had gone the other way, he would have been there. So I don't think it's you can attribute it to some kind of crookedness here, because if everybody can see what has happened. Also, Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu says that 6 of his MLAs were kidnapped. Now, these grown men who have decided to vote and have done cross-voting might be genuinely upset, might be part of Pratibha Veerbhadra's camp, might be genuinely upset with the choice there. It could have been better managed with Sonia Gandhi being sent there instead of Rajasthan and Abhishek Manu. There's so many factors, but just to jump to one conclusion and say,
let me bring in Sanjay Jha. Now, Sanjay Jha was having a big smile over his face, and I guess he wants to respond to you. Sanjay Jha, would you like to respond to Shazia Elmi, who says it could have been managed better? Don't just blame us.
Yeah, you know, Madhav, when Shazia said it should have been proven, I was reminded about that big proof caught on camera in Chandigarh, which led to the Supreme Court calling it as a mockery of democracy, as the murder of democracy. Does every illegal, unethical, unprincipled, immoral act of the BJP have to be caught on camera? Exactly. Madam, please do not interrupt me. Madam, please do not interrupt me.
Okay, let him. You can respond to him. Yeah, okay, let him finish his point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sanjay, complete your point.
Yeah. So it was the most disgusting, shameful. Get her to be quiet. Take a deep breath. Yeah. It was the most repugnant, disgusting, sickening sight to see a man altering the votes and being caught on camera in a sheepish way, and then the BJP has egg on its face. Let me tell you, Madhav, the BJP has lowered the political standards in our life to such a great extent that now we have to. The question is not about BJP's unprincipled politics. The question has been, why are the leaders quitting the party? I'm not going to deny that is unfortunately the nature of Indian politics, which has become transactional. But how can we even be, kind of cool about the BJP's Sam Dam Dand Bhet politics, the Operation Lotus? She talked about
Sanjay Jha, are you differing then with Mr. T.S. Singh Deo, who's just served as a deputy chief minister? He's just completed his tenure, and he's saying we have to keep our house in order.
Yeah, so Mr. Dev has every right to say what he says, and I agree with him to some extent. I don't to a great extent, because my logic is that we are okay. Are we going to rationalize a political ecosystem where the more powerful entity can purchase MLAs? I've said so, and I will say it before. The biggest legacy of the Modi government is the MLA stock exchange in India. The Operation Lotus has made an MLA stock exchange of India.
Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I want Dr. Anand Ranganathan to comment on this. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, has it become an MLA stock exchange, as Sanjay Jha insists? And of course, he has a point, because what happened in Chandigarh has been very clearly recorded and frowned down upon, and the Supreme Court has also had to come in and intervene at the highest level.
Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, the bottom line is that Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi has been caught with his pants down. The problem out here is not the fact that there is open corruption amongst the parliamentarians or the people who are elected to the state assemblies. Of course there is. And even though Sanjay might like to believe and spread the fact that only BJP is involved in it, every political party has been doing horse trading since horses were domesticated, pun not intended. But the fact of the matter out here is twofold. Number one, it is an open ballot. Contrary to what many people have been saying, the Rajya Sabha elections used to be secret ballot. Then in 1998, and then in 2003, I think it was the NDA government that proposed that it be made open ballot. I think the late Mr. Jaitley. It went to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court astonishingly agreed and said, look, it should be open ballot. So the MLAs who are voting for a particular candidate have to show who they are voting for to their party representative. And the Supreme Court said this is to hide, quote unquote, corruption in secret ballot. Whatever that means, I would have thought secret ballot would have allowed an MLA to be free and fair and forthrightly put forth his or her preferences, as it may be, without party interference. But that is not the case. Now, I want to ask a simple question. In the situation where the MLAs, Congress MLAs, 6 of them, have to show the party representative who they voted for, do you think they will not be concerned that their vote towards the BJP candidate would be seen and therefore they would be thrown out of the party? It's a serious question. The fact of the matter is that Congress is not bothered about keeping its flock together. The Congress was not concerned about cross-voting at all. That is the fact. Now, I'm not saying that there was no instance of maybe bribery, but the fact of the matter is the bribe giver as well as the bribe taker, both, Sanjay should know, are culpable. Unless Sanjay brings proof that BJP was able to bribe as many as not 1 or 2, but 6 Congress MLAs who had to show publicly whom they were voting for. I'm afraid these are just conspiracy theories and insinuations.
Okay, Sanjay.
15 seconds, Madhav. I'm just going to tell all the viewers of your program, it doesn't matter whether the BJP has won some Rajya Sabha seats today or not. But I think Indian democracy does not deserve this kind of a mockery, where we are now beginning to talk about if the MLAs have been purchased or with IT or ED threat. It's okay. It is not okay. It is disgusting. It is sickening.
Sanjay,
it is making a mockery of our public
Sanjay,
verdict.
have you heard the name of a person called
about
Mr. S.T. Someshwara today? Do you know which party that individual who cross-voted belongs to?
I'm aware.
He has cross-voted in favor of the Congress.
I'm aware.
So why do these same moral high grounds and moral standards not apply in that case, sir?
Yeah, no, I'm making a bigger point here. The point is not just about...
The same point applies to all. If there is a principle, principle applies to everyone. If there is a constitution, it applies to everyone, sir. Why do these moral standards change when it goes from one state to another?
That the BJP was using electoral bonds for funding without disclosing that Congress itself got 10% of the funding through electoral bonds.
Madhav, here is the point. This is not just about the MLA stock exchange. It is about electoral bonds that are illegal.
No, let's please, sir, I understand your larger concerns. Let's go with the Rajya Sabha election. I mean, there will be a whole gamut. Tomorrow you'll want to, you can discuss the Representation of People Act also. You can bring in EVMs also, no problem, sir. But today, kindly let us stick to the Rajya Sabha election because there are 3 states where we've seen a lot that's happened. Your larger concerns may be valid. I'm not getting into that. But I'm just on the limited point that the same yardstick has to be there for all states. Then let us also roundly criticize the Congress government. If you're criticizing the BJP, criticize the Karnataka government also for what it has done.
So I'm going to do that. So here is my point. Electoral bonds is illegal. Purchasing of MLAs with electoral bonds, that's what's happening. Everything is illegal and corrupted in our political system.
Let me bring in Mr. T.S. Singh Deo. Mr. T.S. Singh Deo, do you agree with Sanjay Jha? He says everything is illegal, everything is corrupt. MLAs are being purchased with electoral bonds. You're somebody who's very much in the thick of the electoral system. Is that really what's happening, sir?
And electoral bonds are illegal.
Please, Mr. Deo.
Madhav, 10 seconds.
See, we are talking at a particular point where events are taking place in a Rajya Sabha election. If we talk more generally, there is no doubt in my mind at all that the standards of morality or political morality have fallen considerably. I have been associated myself with politics for the last 50 years. And whatever gets done is compared to, something had happened that time, so what is happening now is okay. And each time the slide is more pronounced. There is no leveling of our moral standards. If there are standards of morality in politics, they say politics is, saam, dam, dan, bhed, sab chalta hai. I do not agree with that. There must be, politics could be amoral, but it must not become immoral. So that is a very general thing, far removed from just this Rajya Sabha election. And we must stand up for sometime in the history, democratic history of this country in times to come, for principles. We must stand up for that.
Anand Ranganathan. Ranganathan.
I have great respect for Mr. Deo, but the fact of the matter is he belongs to a party that has not just pummeled, but made a mincemeat out of morality of politics. I'm not just going back to the emergency era. I'm talking about the MVA, the Aghadi in Maharashtra. Mr. Dev, you know very well that Congress fought against the NCP, fought against the Shiv Sena. And then after post-poll, they got together. Where was the morality in that? And just 2 seconds, Madhav, when your panelist talks about electoral bond, let us not be selective. Yes, I was for not having the anonymity electoral bonds and I castigated the BJP for it. But does that panelist, while castigating the BJP, also admit that Congress got 10% of its funding through the same electoral bonds, 1,000 crores? And finally, has that candidate who's castigating cross voting for BJP also admitted that it is wrong that Congress also benefited through cross voting in Karnataka?
Okay, quick response. We're almost out of time. We have 2 panelists who have not yet spoken. Quick response, please.
The issue is quid pro quo. That's what the BJP government will have to explain.
Quid pro quo is the issue that will have to be explained. Shazia Ilmi, it's your party, your government. I want you to quickly respond to him.
No. See, it's not a grammar exam, and we have to give synonyms of words. So it's not an exercise in semantics. If you really want to know the morality of the Congress government, let me tell you that the Congress government has toppled 50 state governments 50 times. And I can give you a list. So all this talk of how politics has worsened is a lot of hogwash. In fact, the Ayaram Gayaram concept was so bad that there were concessions made. This is more open and more transparent. This is just an exercise of delusion.
Okay. I want to bring in Faizan Kidwai. Faizan, I'm sorry, we are very short on time. But what has happened today in Uttar Pradesh also should be a cause of concern, many say. And I read out a graphic right at the beginning of the show, which shows how a large number of the MLAs who've actually gone out are from very important seats which have been strongholds of both the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. Is this a sign for what can happen potentially in the Lok Sabha polls?
See, this is a sign only indicating at one thing, that the present government of Mr. Narendra Modi, Bharatiya Janata Party, is a party which can go to any extent to win an election, to get seats. And this is very unfortunate. If you see the recent observations of the Honorable Supreme Court, either it be striking down of the electoral bonds or striking down of the Chandigarh election results, municipal election results. And today itself, the Honorable Supreme Court has made a very strong observation about Patanjali owned by Ramdev, who is close to Narendra Modi's government. He provides a lot of funding to Narendra Modi. And the Honorable Supreme Court has strictly said that now, henceforth, you cannot run any ads. Along with this observation, the entire country is being taken for a ride. And the government, what government? Narendra Modi's government, is sitting with its eyes closed. So this is what Narendra Modi.
All right. Sorry, Faizan, I have to interrupt you there because there is a breaking update coming in. The Rajya Sabha winner, BJP candidate Harsh Mahajan, who won the lone seat in the state, has said that the state government is in minority right now. Fence sitters in the government are ready to come to this side. They are unhappy with the government. They are so upset that they can do anything. This government won't go on. It will topple with its own weight. Breaking update coming in. This is the winning Rajya Sabha candidate there, Harsh Mahajan. Perhaps you haven't heard the last word yet on the drama that's unfolding in Himachal Pradesh. On that note, I'd like to thank all our panelists, Shazia Ilmi, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, Sanjay Jha, Suman Siraman, Faizan Kidwai, and of course, T.S. Singh Deo, former Deputy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.